6 rock stars who hated being famous. 1. Kurt Cobain. Initially, Cobain did want to be famous. However, things changed when he became a superstar. Cobain was mobbed by fans, demanding autographs. He was hounded by the paparazzi. Cobain hated being asked about his opinion on everything.
"I'm a spokesman for myself,"
he said.
"It just so happens that there's a bunch of people that are concerned with what I have to say. I find that frightening at times, because I'm just as confused as most people. I don't have the answers for anything."
Sadly, his drug problem only became worse with time. Cobain killed himself at 27, at the peak of Nirvana's fame. 2. Lorde. Lorde reached superstardom when she was just 16. She found it hard to deal with online trolls and haters. At 16, she hadn't been prepared for this vitriol.
I remember being made aware of my looks and my body in a way that I had never been.
Being famous started to feel like a burden. As the Lorde mania waned, she said she only felt relief. Lorde prefers to stay out of the limelight.
You don't win by being really famous,
she says.
I don't think that really helps make good work.
3. Amy Winehouse. Amy was naturally shy. She actually dreamed of starting a family and having kids. But things turned out differently. Amy drank to cope with the pressure. She spent her days cooped up in her house to avoid the press.
Fame is like terminal cancer.
She once told her friend.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
She died of an overdose at 27. 4. Eddie Vedder. Pearl Jam's first album was an unexpected hit. In 1993, they released their eagerly awaited follow-up. But Vedder felt uneasy about their dizzying rise to fame. He and his bandmates withdrew as much as they could. Vedder refused to do interviews and shrank from publicity.
When we were getting successful, it was like being on a freight train. You're in the engine room, there are no windows. You feel the velocity but don't know where the train is going. We thought, we've got to slow down or change direction, because there might be a bridge that's blown out, and it'll all go away.
Vedder still keeps out of the limelight. In a rare 2021 interview, he said,
I don't want to be a star. It's not worth it to have my picture taken and have my face everywhere.
5. Thom Yorke. Radiohead's first hit, Creep, remains their biggest. But Yorke despises both the song and the resulting stardom.
I always assumed that fame was going to answer something, fill a gap, and it does the absolute opposite.
Yorke had to move to rural Cornwall to escape the crowds. 6. George Harrison. George was always known as the quiet Beatle, but as their fame grew, he withdrew more and more. George was horrified to receive 15,000 cards from fans on his 21st birthday. After taking LSD, he lost interest in fame altogether. George became committed to spiritual exploration instead. He also became paranoid about large crowds. Ultimately, he found solace in his garden. As a kid, his son Danny didn't even realize his dad was a rock star.
I was pretty sure he was just a gardener. Being a gardener and not hanging out with anyone, and just being home. That was pretty rock and roll.